Having at least one fast break drill in your practice will keep your players motivated while also teaching them how to dribble, pass and finish. Fast breaks require players to be in good physical condition and to make quick decisions. In this video, I'll show you 5 competitive drills that teach your players exactly that. Let's get into it. The first drill is a perfect warm-up drill. Players are constantly on the move and we have a lot of dribbling, passing and finishing. The drill is played simultaneously on both halves of the court. On each side we have one player under the basket grabbing the rebound, one player on the wing position and one player on the free throw line. The drill starts with an outlet pass from the rebounder to the wing position. The passer runs hard along the sideline immediately after the pass. Player number 2 in turn passes the ball to player number 1 on the free throw line. Now this player starts to dribble to the other side of the court and looks for a pass to the runner and an easy layup. Meanwhile, player number 2 has taken the place of player number 1 on the free throw line. Keep in mind that the same happens on the other side of the court. The passer, player 1, takes the rebound and player 3 goes to the outlet position immediately after his shot. Now we are back to our setup from the beginning and the drill can start again. If you have more than 6 players, all other players can line up at the free throw line. You can do mid-range shots instead of layups. And of course, you can run the drill the other way round. The second drill is great because the players will realize that the faster and smarter they run the drill, the easier it is for them to score. So basically we have a 2-on-2 situation with 2 offensive players and 2 defenders. 2 players are waiting behind each baseline. Once the offense scores or defense gets possession of the ball, the next 2 players who are waiting behind the baseline come into play and receive a quick outlet pass from the defenders. This gives them the opportunity to run a fast break to the other side. The original offensive players become defenders and we have another 2-on-2 transition situation. Then it goes on and on. In case the offense scores, you can let the defenders step back behind the baseline for an inbound pass. This makes it even more game-like, but can slow down the next transition offense. Communication in this drill is the key to success. The players should decide who will bring the ball up and demand the ball as they come into play. In the next drill, the defense is temporarily outnumbered. We have 2 offensive players against 1 defender. All other players are distributed on both sides of the court at the midline. As soon as the first offensive player crosses the midline, another defender is allowed to enter the court and defend after running through the center circle. Now we have a 2-on-2. Once the offense scores or defense gets possession of the ball, the defenders become the new offensive players and start the next transition offense to the other side. The offensive player who was last to touch the ball becomes the only defender. The other player leaves the court and lines up at the midline. Again, the defender gets help from another player as soon as the first offensive player crosses the midline. The offensive players should run wide and make a defender commit. The first option is to score at the rim since the defense is outnumbered. The next drill is a classic continuous fast break drill. We have 2 players under one basket playing defense in tandem and 3 players on offense on the other half of the court. The drill starts as a 3-on-2 fast break with an outlet pass. So we have 1 player bringing up the ball and 2 players running along the sideline. The ball handler makes the top defender commit and pass the basketball to one of the players running along the sideline. If you want to know more about how to run a 3-on-2 fast break, check out my other video where I show you 4 transition drills that perfectly fit in a 5-out motion half-court offense. So once the offense scores or defense gets possession of the ball, the offensive player who was the last to touch the ball becomes the only defender. The two defenders become the new offensive players and run the next 2-on-1 transition offense to the other side of the floor. The other two offensive players stay and play defense in tandem in the next round. Once there is a shot, the next three players who have been waiting behind the baseline can start the next round. Drill number 5 is a fun and challenging drill. Two players stand next to each other on the midline. Both have a ball next to them on the floor or on a chair. All other players line up behind. The coach decides who can take the ball and attack the basket. The other player becomes the defender. For example, the coach can say 2 and the right player is on offense. When he says 1, the left player is on offense. You can come up with any other numbers or words you want. You can even let them do math problems. These were my 5 best drills to teach fast break. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button and check out my other videos with a lot more drills. See you next time!